Three chords once spun by Galilean sea, restoration, love, and mercy's harmony. But should one cut, no mercy, split the thread? Then all that lived in balance falls as dead. Where wounds once summoned hands that chose to heal, Pete named the wound consent for wrath and zeal. With mercy gone, forgiveness cannot stand, and ash replaces all his love had planned. Christ turned the blade by breaking cycles clean. Forgiveness grows where violence once had been. But now the circuit hums in darker art. Each strike makes colder still the human heart. Violence births a story. They are less than we, and now that lie becomes necessity. This way the prayer becomes its own excuse, a forge where fear and fury self-produce. Love draws the far one back into the fold. Christ called to turn our foe to neighbour bold. But Hexeth's gate is sealed with sacred claim. No soul inside their skin deserves a name. When moral light is rationed thin and small, the other slips outside the care of all, and once beyond, no law need intervene. Erasure dressed as justice, sharp and clean. For Christ, to see a face was to forgive, and to forgive ensured we all could live. But starve that sight and mercy both at once, and lethality becomes the heart's response. Two streams run dry, recognition and grace. So blood becomes the language of the place. A system stripped of what made humans whole now speaks in iron grammar of control. The sword you lift will take you in its claim, was once the warning wrapped in sacred flame. Yet now the blade is blessed before it falls, a prayer that echoes through collapsing walls. For if harm seeds harm in sanctioned decree, then cause and end dissolve in symmetry. What Christ had sealed, so violence would not spread, is loosed again, where living words lie dead. What you permit in heaven's borrowed name returns through time, transfigured but the same. The cry, no mercy, circles yet unseen, till someday you stand where your foes have been. For judgment travels strangely through the years. What we deny becomes what reappears, and prayers, like seeds, ignore the sower's claim. They bloom in fields that do not know his name. What do we want? For us, for them, for world. A tightened fist, or banners still unfurled of mercy, threading justice into peace. Or cycles where no suffering can cease. If I seek grace when I've gone astray, can I deny that grace to those I slay? If world and neighbour mirror what I choose, then every prayer decides what all we lose. No thunder answers prayers that harden stone, but silence weighs the words we make our own. For Christ's great plan was never power's art. It was the redesign of man's own heart. So where he erred was not the zeal or flame, but how he twisted triad to the claim that God would dwell where mercy is denied, when God, by witness, stood with those who died. Restore the link, let mercy breathe again, let forgiveness loosen iron chains of men, till harm itself becomes what once it knew. A wound that love, not wrath, meant to undo.